If you thought your job was bad, imagine waking up every morning knowing your main task is chopping off heads, breaking bones, or setting people on fire, all while being the most feared and weirdly necessary guy in town. Welcome to the thrilling, blood-soaked career of the medieval executioner, where job security was strong but social life, not so much. Unlike modern careers, you didn't wake up one day, polish your resume, and decide, you know what, I'd be great at public beheadings. Most executioners didn't exactly choose this life. It was often forced upon them. Many were criminals given the ultimate career change option, swing the axe, or be on the receiving end of one. Others were born into it, as executioner families formed strange, grim dynasties of doom. If your dad was the town's official head chopper, congrats! You just inherited a family business that no one wanted to visit. Some were picked from unpopular professions like knackers, people who disposed of dead animals, or butchers, because, hey, they already knew how to handle a blade. And in some cases, if a town suddenly needed an executioner and no one volunteered, unlucky citizens were assigned the job, like some horrific medieval lottery where losing meant lifelong social exile. You might think executioners were constantly working, but no. Unless it was a particularly lawless week, most weren't swinging an axe every day. So, what did they do when they weren't reducing the local population? Imagine standing in front of a bloodthirsty crowd, swinging your axe, only to botch the job and need 2, 3, or even 4 extra swings. That's how you turn an execution into a horror show. A good executioner trained to ensure a clean cut, because efficiency was part of the spectacle. Many executioners doubled as interrogators, meaning they spent mornings perfecting their swing and afternoons stretching people on racks, pulling out fingernails, or applying other gentle persuasion techniques. Medieval justice was a real mood killer. Since people avoided executioners like they carried the plague, which, to be fair, some probably did, they had to get creative with making money. Some sold homemade balms and potions, while others dabbled in fortune-telling. Because nothing says trustworthy like a guy covered in dried blood predicting your future. Even though executioners provided an essential service, at least by medieval standards, they were treated like they carried bad luck. Many were forced to live outside city limits, and even their kids were shunned. The only exception? When people needed medical help, because oddly enough, the guy who knew how to take a body apart also knew how to stitch one back together. By the 18th and 19th centuries, executioners were being phased out, along with the more exciting medieval methods of punishment. As societies shifted toward less spectacle-driven justice, the role of executioners faded into history, replaced by more, let's say, official means of dealing with criminals. But let's take a moment to appreciate the medieval executioner, part butcher, part showman, part social outcast. They lived on the fringes, doing a job no one wanted, but everyone relied on. The next time you complain about your boss or your 9-to-5, just remember, at least your job doesn't involve being hated and having to remove someone's head before lunchtime.